Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Adora, and for you newcomers, welcome. I'm going to be doing a general love reading for the week beginning March 8th through the 14th. So please keep in mind that this is just a general reading, so this may resonate with some of you, but not all of you. I'm going to be using the Doreen's Romance Angels by Doreen Virtue. So let's get to it, shall we? Angels, universe, what messages do you have for everyone? Angels, what messages do you have for everyone? Angels, what messages do you have for everyone regarding their love life? Angels, what messages do you have for everyone? Angels, what messages do you have for everyone? Okay. All right. I'm going to be using a few different decks. And one of my new ones, Whispers of the Love, as well. Angels, what messages do you have for everyone regarding their love life? Angels, what messages do you have for everyone regarding their love life? Hopefully it's not too noisy in the background. Alright, well, okay. So if you hear anything in the background, please forgive me, because today seems to be a little bit noisy. Okay, so let's see what we have here. First card is Healing Family Issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So what this is telling me that for some of you, before you can enter into a partnership, a loving relationship, you have to heal any issues regarding your family. Especially if that could, I mean, that tells me, I mean, your parents, for example. I mean, parents or loved ones or families have a great influence, believe it or not, in how we view love. If you came from a family where how you saw your parents interact with one another was very toxic, then a lot of the times that can influence you on the kind of relationship that you may have or be or may have had an involvement with. For some of you, yeah, you have to forgive that. You have to heal from it. You have to let it go. You know, maybe you came from a family where, you know, the words "I love you" were not said often, and at times that can make us feel unwanted, unlovable. But you have to know from the core that you are, you know, a loving human being, and you deserve to love and to be loved, most definitely. But in order to obtain a healthy relationship, I mean, you've got to let that go. You got to heal from the past of that, especially, like I said, when it comes down to parents. For some of you, you might, you know, were raised by a single parent, you know, and it's hard when it's a single parent and you don't have, you know, two partners, you know, sharing love in that relationship, and it's hard to kind of see the way two people are supposed to interact when it comes down to loving each other and doing things for one another and so forth. So yeah, the angels are letting you know you have to forgive that. I mean, last week we had, I think it was last week or the week before, I'm not too sure. One of the cards that came out was releasing your ex and everything that kind of revolves around that and consumes that kind of. Whereas that's part of your past, and in order for you to kind of, you know, to move on and to be able to obtain a loving relationship, you got to kind of heal from that. I mean, this also applies to the ones that are in a relationship, and right now maybe you're going through a hard time. You know, some of the reasons that you're probably going through a hard time is because, you know, things that you're, you know, from your past, from, you know, your upbringing of, you know, like I said, parents have a big influence, believe it or not, on the way we interact with other people. So for some of you, yeah, you have to, you know, really kind of heal from that. Or maybe it could be your partner, you know, maybe the way your partner was brought up, maybe was brought up in a broken home, and, you know, maybe that impacted them in such a way that they aren't, you know, so receptive to really fully understanding what it is to, you know, have a loving partnership. And maybe that's what's kind of causing a wedge in your relationship. So you got to let that go. You got to heal. You kind of move past that. The next card that came out is engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. For some of you, yes, their partnership that you are in may lead to possibly an engagement, which is beautiful. I mean, because ultimately that's what we want, right? So for some of you who may be unsure if the relationship that you're in, if this person is going to, if this relationship is going to lead towards an engagement, yes, the angels are telling you that yes, yes, there is engagement for you in the future. So trust that. That's beautiful. And like I said, for some of you, maybe entering, or maybe yes, for some of you, an engagement is the next phase in your relationship. But if, like I said, if you're kind of in a rough patch in your partnership, consider healing any past issues regarding family. The next card that came out is keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual expectations. I think this card came out, I've been noticing, not in just readings that I've been doing, but in readings that I've been watching from other viewers, this card has been coming up a lot. So yes, for some of you, the person that you possibly might have an interest in, yeah, they're your soulmate. And obviously this person may not look like the usual type of person. Or for some of you, your soulmate is going to obviously be different than any other person that you might kind of be used to dating or gravitate to. Which for some of you, yes, the person that you have in mind that you may be uncertain about, yes, keep an open mind that this could be your soulmate. Beautiful. And very well that this partnership may lead to engagement, and that's beautiful. But before you can do that, you might need to kind of consider any family issues that you might have let go and that you might need to heal from and move forward from, so we can get to that next step in your relationship. And the next card that came out is extend your lighthearted energy to others. Flirt. I love this card only because, I mean, it brings me back to a conversation I was having. I forgot who I was having it with. But one of the conversations that I was having recently was, you know, when some people are like generally nice to others, just, I mean, in general to people, they're just happy beings and they're just super, super sweet. And sometimes, you know, we may assume or think that that person may or may not kind of be flirting or be interested in us. But, you know, try not to confuse the two, because they just may be just a happy individual. But I kind of feel like, you know, the angels are letting you know that just be that way. Just be flirtatious and happy, but not necessarily flirting to show interest in someone else in a romantic way, but just, be playful, have fun, and live life. And, for the ones that are in a relationship and they may be struggling, or in that partnership, or maybe the ones that have detached a little bit from it and is trying to find your way back into rebuilding or reconciling in that partnership, one way to do it is flirt. I mean, just go back into it in a playful, loving manner, and just keep in mind that this person ultimately is not someone that you are used to, being involved with. That they obviously are, different from anyone else that you've been with and dated. And maybe they're just going through a hard time with, things from their past that maybe they just haven't let go. Maybe, things, like I said, their upbringing or things that they might have seen through, dynamics within their parents and the way they kind of show love between each other, may have a big influence on the way this person is now. So you gotta, it's forgiving is both ways, not just for you, but for them too. I think for some of you that are kind of going through a hard time, I think that your angels are letting you know that a lot of that has to do with, healing your family issues. And ultimately, when you forgive, forgiving is such an important thing, important part of who we are. When we just want to be just loving, happy people, and obviously, when we're at that good space, we draw that energy in. We draw that positive energy in. So for some of you, I mean, for any of you, just keep in mind the ones that are, trying to reconcile a relationship or is going through a hard time in a partnership and has separated, or the ones that are trying to manifest, a loving partnership, your angels are letting you know you gotta heal from the past. You gotta kind of let go of anything that kind of has you, questioning maybe what love looks like, or, am I maybe the person that I am right now that might be causing some issues in the relationship. Could I be harboring some resentment from my upbringing, my past, my family, any issues from then? I mean, we tend not to realize that, but in all reality, it's true. I mean, I with my kids, I feel like, everything that surrounds them in our home has a huge impact and an influence on their upbringing and the kind of, connections and relationships they have with individual, whether a friend or a coworker, or sibling or family member or a partner. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Your angels are letting you know, oh, sorry, it's a little bit breezy. And my cards are kind of like wanting to fly away. But I'm going to try to get through the reading as best as I can. So yes, for some of you, flirt, be happy and enjoy the moment. And I know that, being single right now is not what we want. However, enjoy this time. Enjoy this time. Your angels are letting you know that to keep an open mind, that yes, that there is someone that's going to be different than what you are used to. And for some of you, like I said, I think like for some of you that are in a separation, I feel strongly that just keep in mind that possibly the reason why you are in the separation is because you haven't let go and healed from the past. Whether it's you or your partner, just keep that in mind that, possibly for some of you, there might be someone else that might be your soulmate. And maybe the person that you're going through a hard time with, especially if it's a toxic relationship. No, I think for some of you that are going through your separation or going through a hard time in your relationship, your angels are letting you know that to keep in mind that, your soulmate is different, and maybe the person that you are with or having issues with, maybe that may not be the person for you. Maybe that's just a karmic relationship, and you have to kind of learn from it, heal from it, move on from it. And for some of you, yes, for some of you that are in a relationship and you're asking your angels, will this person be taking the next step with me? Yes, for some of you, engagement. Also, engagement could mean, commitment to yourself. I can honestly, I strongly feel that, for some of you that are in a separation, part of what needs to be done, or maybe if you, I'm sorry, for some of you that are in a separation, and for some of you that are looking for a partnership, you gotta heal. You gotta heal family issues, things of the past, some things that it's hard for you to let go. And a lot of that is going to impact, a lot of that is going to impact the way you are in a partnership. So yes, and keep an open mind that, the person that your angels have set in mind for you is your soulmate, and they're going to be different than any other person that you've been with. So you got to open your heart, you got to open your mind to that. And let's say for some of you that are single and you have somebody in mind, yes, this is going to lead to engagement. But flirt, have fun, enjoy the moment, be your loving, playful self, and ultimately that will help you guide you into a loving relationship. I'm going to read a couple of cards that I pulled out from the Whispers of Love. It's a new deck, and it's really, really beautiful. I love it. So let's see what the first card for that deck came out. Act as if your partner is here, whether you have someone in your life or not. Act as if they are with you, so you will always consider them. Yes, this is what I like to call manifesting your partner, your soulmate. I've said it several times before, and I'll say this again. One way to manifest love in your life is to kind of put it in the universe, kind of declaring it. Like, I have, I'm going to be in a loving relationship. Universe, angels, I'm going to be in a loving relationship. And being very, confident in those words, that will help you manifest a true loving partnership in your relationship, and see that for yourself. It's not only saying it, but it's also visualizing for yourself. And those are things that we can do to help manifest, a partner in our life. So act as if your partner is here. So imagine if your partner is here. What would we do? How would we want to be that person in a loving relationship? Do we want to be that person that cannot let go of the past, that couldn't heal, hasn't relieved an ex, or harboring toxic patterns of any kind of relationship, whether what we saw from the past, with our parents' upbringing or family upbringing, or however that is, or maybe in your past relationship? I mean, think about it. Do you want to be that person, or do you want to be this loving person who is lovable, happy on the inside and out, letting your light from your heart shine from the inside out, and having people feel that energy, feel that loving energy, and be receptive to it? That's what draws love in. That's what helps you surround yourself with loving people. So yeah, whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you. Always consider them. Believe me or not, but this is something I tell myself, whether I was in a relationship or not in a relationship. But especially if I'm not in a relationship, I tell myself, angels, or not that I tell myself, I'm sorry. I do, wherever he is out there, I do send him love. I do. I have to. Because I can't see things any other way. Like, even though I feel like, we're not together right now, but I still send my love. I do. I wish that person, love. And like I said, ultimately when we, think and be in this way and hold a space for that person and send them love, you know, whether to ex-partner that maybe you want back in your life, or maybe it's someone new that you have no idea who this person is. Obviously this person's gonna be different than the usual person that you might, see yourself with. Send them love and just believe in that, and then live every day like, you're in this loving relationship, and that's gonna help manifest that for you. The next card that came out is I love you. These are powerful words. I love these words. I'm sorry, I'm like this hopeless romantic, but I love these words. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna try my best to get through this reading, I swear. But I love these words. To say I love you, it doesn't cost me a thing. Sometimes if I meet someone for the first time, not just try to get into a relationship or not, just to meet, just to have a conversation. Let's say if I was at the grocery store and, someone just kind of, interact in a conversation, I would speak to them in a loving way. And then sometimes I found situations where, some people are so happy, full of joy, that they actually say those words like, oh, I love you, have a good day, because they just find you to be this sweet, loving person. So, just keep in mind that, like I said, I like attract likes. When you embody yourself of a loving, sweet person, and it's easy to say I love you, or just what those words actually mean to the core, that is going to generally draw someone in with that same vibration. And they're very powerful. For some of you, I think, that are in a separation, and you're trying to find your way back to reconcile, and you're trying to find, what to say, what to do. The easiest thing to say is, I love you. Oh, and by the way, I know these cards are coming, or when I show you the cards, they're kind of like mirror image. Sorry, it's just my phone. It's my camera. I don't know why it's doing that, but it is. So please bear with me. Eventually I'll figure it out so I can fix that. But yes, back to the words. I love you. I love you. It's so beautiful, so powerful, and I love saying it. And like I said, the ones that are in, a separation, and you're trying to find your way to reconcile, and trying to find a way to fix this relationship. 3 simple words. I love you. I love you. That kind of breaks the ice right there, because you can feel it. You can feel when someone says they love you, and it changes the whole dynamic of it. So yeah, I mean, one way to flirt, and another way to say I love you, because you do love them, and you want this, and your angels are letting you know, yes, this person is different from, the persons that you've been with in the past. And, for some of you, where you might be struggling through a hard time, it's because you haven't let go of, issues from your past. And maybe one of those issues is not saying the word, which I think I did say that. I think I just did say that. That maybe, or I've said in another reading, but I know that I've said this, that maybe for some people it's so hard to say, it's hard to say the words I love you, because they weren't raised saying that. So maybe they don't know, what that even means for some, which is kind of really sad. But we got to be understanding, when two people are entering in a relationship, you have your own issues, and they have their own. And each of you's had different ways of being raised and upbringings and different backgrounds. So yeah, there's gonna be, tough, a little bit bumpy roads in the relationship. But for some of you, yes, that are in a separation, your angels letting you know, just one way to go into trying to reconcile that is let go, heal from your past. Keep an open mind that this person is not like anyone else that you've been with. This person is your soulmate. Be patient, be loving, be playful, flirt. And for some of you, you know, like that are looking for a partner, you know, act as if your partner is here. So for some of you, yeah, you might need to let go of any family issues or anything in the past that kind of, you know, has challenged you to become a more loving person, where you open your heart to receiving love, because that for some is hard. That may be difficult for some. But, you know, your angels are letting you know, for some of you that are trying to manifest love, just keep in mind that you have to, you know, act in a loving way. You have to open your heart and act in a loving way to be able to receive love. The next card that we have is take a chance on love. When we love our lives, take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed forever. So, for some of you, yes, you're probably afraid. And that's one thing I've mentioned before. How are you going to attain love if you're afraid to enter into it? Because of fear. Fear is one that, I mean, geez, I would be lying if I said that I didn't struggle with being afraid. Yes, fear of my heart being broken, fear of failing at a relationship, fear of them walking out. I mean, yeah, those were my fears. But honestly, those fears are not going to stop me from wanting to be in a loving relationship. So your angels are letting you know that yes, for some of you, take a chance. The ones that are single, you want this. Your heart wants this, right? So take a chance on it. Don't be afraid. Worst case scenario, doesn't work out, and there might have been reasons. Maybe they're just a karmic, you know, partner that needs to kind of, you know, it's maybe something you need to learn from that. You know, maybe there was just, you know, there for a season to help you move on. Oh, it's getting cold. But yeah, so for some of you, take a chance on love. And in order for us to take a chance on love, we have to act like our partner is already here. So send them love, whether they're here or not. But send them love, because they're coming. Your angels are listening. You know, they know what your heart wants, and they have someone. Just keep an open mind. This person that they have for you is different. Definitely different than what you're used to. So yes. The next card came out. Oh my gosh. Forgiveness. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. Oh, I said this how many times? You can't make it up. Forgiveness is not only for the other person, but it's really for you. You gotta forgive. You've got to forgive anything from your past, whether it's your past relationships, in a partnership, or the relationships with your, you know, family or your parents. You know, forgiveness. Oh my God. I'm gonna give you an example. Me and my oldest son, when I separated from their dad, he gave me a hard time for 6 months. He did. He did not. I kind of think he even hated me. I mean, I know he loved me, but he was really hurt and heartbroken that I decided to walk away from me and their dad's relationship. And it was hard for him. It was. But he later on forgave me, but he understood why, because it took time with patience and with understanding. He understood why I needed, for my reasons, to walk away from that situation. And let's just say for him, when he enters into his relationship, he might just very well go through a hard time because of how it was between me and his father. So that may be a situation, you know, that you're going through. And that plays a big part in if you're currently in a relationship or looking for a relationship. That plays a huge part in it, because ultimately we want our parents to be in this loving relationship, you know, and stay together to the day they die. And then when it doesn't work that way, we grow up seeing that, and then we just kind of, for reasons or another, it might just be hard for us to open our hearts to a new loving relationship because obviously we're scared. And that holds us back from ultimately taking a chance. I mean, you gotta take a chance, because yes, for some of you, taking a chance with that person who is obviously different from anyone else, your angels are letting you know, yeah, you gotta push through it. As scary as it may be, you gotta push through it. And for some, like I said, who are having a hard time and enter into a relationship or in a partnership that's kind of detached and separated, you know, forgiveness, especially in reconciling, forgive, because you love them. God, I love these cards, they're so beautiful. But forgiveness, telling them you love them. Remember, forgiveness is not just for them, it's for you to heal, let go, and move on. You know, nothing. I don't think that there's anything that is worth holding on to when it comes down to, you know, for loving itself and being in a loving relationship. So we gotta kind of heal, let go, move on, and by doing that, forgive. If I strong, for some of you that are in a separation, forgiveness, forgive. Let them know you love them. You know, and I think your angels are letting you know, and yeah, this person is different because this person is gonna ultimately lead to engagement. So that this is for some of you, yeah, I believe that this person is worth every effort you take. And the ones that are, like I said, are looking for a relationship, you gotta let go of issues of your past. You gotta forgive. You gotta heal. You gotta take a chance. You can't be afraid. And the last card that came out for this deck is appreciate this moment. Every situation is an opportunity to grow and to find love. Live in the moment. Be happy. Even the ones that are single and looking for a partnership, don't be so sad that right now you are not in a partnership. Your angels are obviously letting you know that yes, you are going to be in one. But just be happy. Just be happy in this moment. This is your moment for you. This is your time to heal, let go of things of the past. You know, forgive yourself, forgive the other person, forgive everything of the past. Let go and, you know, move on into a loving space, and a space that you're able to radiate love, joy, happiness, flirting, you know, and appreciate that right now, because right now things are, for the single ones, right now you could be in a relationship and dealing with a separation. That is hard. That is so hard. And I'm not saying that you should be grateful that you're in the situation if you're not in a relationship, because I know for some that you might be like, you know what, I'll take that. No, because the ones that are going through a hard time, it's hard, it hurts, I get it. So yeah, like the ones that are in a separation, appreciate the moment that you have right now. Take that time to heal. Your angels are letting you know that yes, there is reconciliation with this person, but maybe the other person needs time to kind of, to forgive, to heal, to let go of some family issues, you know, and still hold that loving space for them. Send them your love. That helps you in the healing. Because I know this is hard. Separation is hard. I get it. But just, act like they're here. If they were here right beside you, how would you be? Would you be, sad? Heartbroken? No, you probably would be happy. In everything that you do. Everything that, in your interactions with other people. So, yes. And for the ones that want to reconcile, if you had any doubt, any worry, take a chance. You will not be a fool. That was one of the best advice I ever got, because I separated from my ex-husband within our marriage 2 years, and I had asked a friend a long time ago if I was a fool for getting back into the relationship, and she said, no, you're never a fool. Because you're giving it all, your all. And if you love this person, why not? So for the ones that I think that are considering reconciling, and it's not certain whether you or your partner might want to enter that and enter back into this relationship, and we're gonna give it a try. Yes, take a chance on love. One way to do that is extend your lightheartedness. Flirt. Tell them you love them. Tell them. Forgive each other. Forgive yourself. Forgive them. Just keep in mind that this person is different than any other person that you've been with, and that's worth every effort you take. So no, you're not a fool. You're not. And like I said, for some of you that are looking for a partnership, there might just be a few more things that you might need to work on, which is yourself. Because like I said, when you are single, this is the time to reflect solely on you. It's a time that you get to heal, you get to let go, and you get to find, who you really are to the core, to be this loving person and to hold space for your loving partner. But you got to open up your heart. You got to let go. You got to heal. And we got to kind of keep moving forward. And know for certain, without a shadow of doubt, that your angels have your back. They know what your heart wants. But you got to let it be done all in divine timing. I am going to take a card from the Goddess Guidance. So let's see if there's maybe like a final message. I'm freezing my butt out here, and it was so sunny and warm today. Angels, is there any final messages for everyone? Is there anything that you are wanting them to know? Whoop. Let's see. Guiding children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. For some of you, maybe healing is part of healing of your past, healing your inner child. I mean, that's important. I feel like, yes, strongly that the angels want you, for the ones that are looking for a relationship, that loving partnership, that unconditional love, that in order to heal your family issues, it starts right here with you, your inner child. And then for some, I think, just think about it this way. For some that are in that for the ones that are in that separation, think about, if you're wanting reconciliation, and I believe strongly for some of you, yes, and that's a lot messages that I've been getting a lot lately. Reconciliation, your ex returning. I've been getting a lot of those messages, a lot this past week, and I mean, the time is coming soon for some of you. Yes, you're going to be reconciling with your partner, but remember, in order to do that, we have to do it in a patient, loving way, as if you were trying to help a child go through a hard time. You have to be gentle, you have to be kind, you have to be patient, you have to be understanding, not just for them, but for you as well. Healing your inner child. I feel like that's what your angels are wanting to let you know. And just be patient. You know, treat this other person as if they were your child, so to say. So yeah. So, I mean, the message could apply to both. The ones that are seeking a partnership and the ones that are in a separation. Or maybe in a relationship and just going through a hard time. But the angels are letting you know that, yes, for some of you, this partner or a person in mind will lead to engagement. But flirt. To find your way into that loving relationship, you gotta flirt. And maybe there's some things that you need to heal from your past, your childhood, old wounds. Take a chance on love. Take a chance. I know it's scary, but it's so beautiful at the same time. It is. I love it. I love everything about partnerships, relationships. I do. Appreciate this moment, whether you're by yourself or whether you detached and separated from a person. Take this time to reflect, to forgive, and if you really want this person back, just tell them you love them. Just say it. I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoy this reading. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm sending you guys so much love. I hope you guys have an amazing week. You guys take care. I love you.